The Utah Jazz were not supposed to make any type of run this season and were even expected to move their star Lauri Markkanen ahead of the trade deadline. But now being 15-5 in their last 20, they're ahead of teams like the Warriors, Lakers, and Rockets and are neck and neck with the KD-led Suns. I have 3 main points as to why they're winning, how they can keep winning, and then another point that will surprise you that I didn't even realize could happen until I wrote this video. Point number 1, they have 3 20-point per game scorers. As of this recording, they are the only team outside of the Celtics that have this many players scoring this many points. And Lauri Markkanen is a star, averaging 25. Clarkson's coming off the bench, and then Colin Sexton's having more 30 bombs in this season than he has in his entire career. And I know it might have seemed last season like having Lauri as an all-star was kind of a fluke, but we saw him in the Eurobasket. He was going crazy. Last season he played well, and this season he has an opportunity to score more points than he ever has in his entire career. But what's most surprising is with Lauri Markkanen off the court, the Jazz are still playing very well. Point number 2. The bench is almost better than the starters. This bench shoots lights out from 3. Their ability to play while Lauri's off the floor has been remarkable. As the lineup with Dunn, Sexton, Simoncic, Hendricks, and George shoots 60% from 3 and plays at a pace of 45 points per game when they are on the court together. 2 of those guys are rookies, and the other 2 are veterans who are in the middle of a career revival. This lineup is one of the deadliest in the league, and for good reason. Because anytime you can have your bench come in and play well without your main star, that's a great sign for the organization. This is the team general managers think about when trying to build a new team and having a rebuild. They can either go for the super team route like the KD Suns and no bench, or they can go with 1 star and a bunch of depth around them. Depth is always preferred, and the team that wins every year consistently has the most depth around the most stars. And the Jazz are literally like 1 piece away from getting to that point. All they need is another superstar to come in and to bolster their organization or their team like they've never had before. And that brings me to my 3rd point. Point number 3, I've seen this team before. This team looks a lot like another team that I like before they were able to receive their superstar. The 2018-2019 Clippers have a ton of similarities as a young team. A fringe all-star wing who averages more than 25 a game, a 6-man of the year winner, a pit bull on defense, an up-and-coming guard who could be one of the best players in the game. And don't forget, the star-less Clippers team finished the season 14 games over 500, making the 8th seed, and then created the most impossible playoff comeback in NBA history against the best team in NBA history. Taking you back to this game, with 7:31 left to go in the 3rd quarter and down 31, things were not looking good, and they looked like they were pretty much going to be over. But time and sheer determination leads to wins like this.
That's 31. Here's Williams, puts on the brakes and scores. Williams, played by Curry. An open shot. Shabbat able to knock it down. First lead for the Clippers since it was 12-11.
This is exactly what I see in the Jazz. They have the same components as I stated before, and I see the same grit and willingness to win every single night. They go out and they want to win every single game. They've got Sexton, who's a dog, I talked about, kind of like Pat Bev. They've got an amazing 7-foot scorer who is better. I compared him to Tobias Harris, but he's better than Tobias Harris, right? And they have a great head coach in Will Hardy. He was on the coaching staff in Boston when the Celtics went to the finals 2022. And I can only say this about the Jazz because they're winning. I could state these same things for other teams, but these other teams, you know, those things don't lead to winning. They might be under 500 by a lot. But the Jazz were under 500 and have won a ton of games, 15-5 in the last 20 games, because of things like this and great coaching. Now, remember, 2018-2019 Clippers, some were saying that win allowed the Clippers to go out and prove, say, hey, Kawhi, we're a good team. Hey, let's get PG. Let's prove we can win right now. And at this current point in time, they've added James Harden and Russell Westbrook, and they are the deepest team in the entire NBA. Now, okay, LA and Salt Lake are 100% different. There's star attraction to LA. Salt Lake is just, yeah. They're both way different in terms of attracting free agents. But the Jazz have tons of pieces they can move to go get a high caliber guy, bring him to Utah, and play alongside Lauri Markkanen. Just like the Pacers did to go get Pascal Siakam. Move some pieces, brought another guy in, and now let's see if they're going to be contender or not. I think they're going to be very, very good. This is the same situation. I think this Jazz team is seriously as scrappy as that Clippers team was. And that Clippers team, they're doing good now, a couple years in the future, right? The Jazz have a lot of draft capital. They're very, very smart in their front office with Danny Ainge. I think they can make things work out in the next couple years if they play their cards right. But if they move Lauri Markkanen, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. Overall, this Utah team has surprised a lot of people. I remember this feeling with the Clippers. I mean, I'm literally wearing a Kawhi shirt right now as a Clippers fan. I remember the Clippers not being that good. I'm like, oh, we don't have a lot of guys. Lou Will, Montrez. and then we go up to the playoffs, A seed, and we lost in the first round. That's how it's going to play out this year. Maybe for the Jazz, I could see that equivalent was like Jazz Nuggets the first round, potentially, right? They're just not ready yet. But if they could do that and make the playoffs without even playing in the play-in, that could prove to a lot of people that, wow, okay, this is real. This is a real deal, right? Kind of like what OKC has done in the past, right? And now OKC is looking really, really good. So that's my thoughts on the Jazz. They've been playing awesome. I love watching their games. I don't get to watch a lot of them because I live in Utah, and so it's like local restrictions and woo, yay, fun stuff. That's the Jazz for you, man. I'm really excited to see how they go forward. I hope they don't trade Markkanen. I think they can bring another guy, like I said, to Utah, and they can win more games. Will Hardy's a phenomenal coach. Danny Ainge is great in the front office. They're playing well, man. They are doing very, very good. So that's all I got for y'all today. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the Jazz. And who should they go out and get? Let me know. So that's all I got for today. We out.